Okay, uh, today we're going to be making an interactive holiday cuckoo clock card. I have just made one and shared it at my channel. It's in my same but different video series. So this one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to show you the first one that I made. It is this um, Cuckoo cottage, it's called, which is a really cute. So it can be used. It doesn't need to be made into a cuckoo clock. It could also be a cottage. But I did two interactive elements on this one, and there's the swinging pendulum as well as the moving clock hands. So I thought I'd change it up a little bit today because one of my friends gave me a fantastic idea. Her grandfather had a cuckoo clock, and when it chimed, the man walked across the clock. You know, they go around. So I was thinking, how can I make this work? Was initially just doing like a simple pull tab, but I wanted to change it up and do something similar but different. So I'll show you what you'll kind of work out what I mean as we're going. So I'm going to be making another 5x7 card. This gives me more real estate to work out because it's a fairly big clock and I'm going to have moving parts and it's dramatic. I want to make another Christmas card. I need some for my stash. So the good thing is this set could be initial set, which makes the Cuckoo Cottage clock. It's not Christmasified, but you could add little bits and make it Christmassy yourself. But I've got the add-on set here. Spellbinders sent me these as part of the release last month, and I only just started playing with the last couple of weeks because I've been on holidays and stuff, so I've really been enjoying it. And this has got all some really cute elements to Christmasify it. So I did get some die cutting done in advance because it's going to be a huge event. Now, I do have a challenge for you though. This is actually an interactive card, this one. But you can change regular dies into interactive dies. Like it's so many ways that you can do that. It doesn't have to be a specific built die to be interactive, you know, to make it an interactive card. So my challenge to you is to have a look in your stash and see if you've got something that you can make one of your dies into an interactive card. Now, I gave you 6 ideas in that last video, and this is another one. So, but you could just do something really simple, like I love me an action wobble, gotta say. You could just do something as simple as that, but you choose something that's not meant to wobble, and it does. So much more fun. Oh, sorry, I'm floating around in the breeze here. I should zoom in a little bit for you guys to make it so you don't have to strain your eyes. Got some new glasses. I've got to go and pick them up. Not to leave the house. Can't just fit them here. So got some new sunglasses as well. So that's going to be really good. My sunglasses are a few prescriptions old now, and I have to wear them. I have to wear glasses to drive. So tell you that. Is that bad? Could be bad. Not to put too much adhesive here because it will scooch out the sides a little bit, and this one doesn't. It can dry a little bit shiny. Haven't got the Barely Arts in there yet. I'm working my way through that bottle of glue. It, adheres beautifully. I It has less wriggle time than the Barely. I like it when they shoot you out the side and then you can see the shine. One that dries matte. And if you're doing interactive cards, make sure that you don't use, if you are using a liquid glue, make sure you're not using one of those specialty glues that becomes a repositionable glue. I think the Mochi does that. So when it dries, you can use it as a repositionable glue. So you don't want that on an interactive card because it can stay tacky and stop moving parts from happening. But we want to work out where this house is going to go. The element that I want to move is, I'm not using the little man, but I mean, I am using the little man and the little woman, but I'm going to make them Christmassy. I'm going to make them into Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And I did this in my other video, but I didn't show you how I did it. Kept it really simple. Now these are their bodies. Don't look, they're not dressed yet. I nearly forgot to put Santa's shirt on him the other day. And when I was putting his coveralls on, I thought, well, looked like one of those guys out of they do the fiery calendars. Oh, okay. Well, we have them in Australia. I don't know if you have them. Okay, skirt. Probably. I did do a lot of die cutting, prep die cutting, but I ran out of time to get it all done. That's okay. Press floors first. This is my favourite red cardstock. It's poppy red. Such a cheerful red. I find it. I nearly put them on again without. Really daggy. Which plate I used. I've been mixing up my plates. That's better. Okay. I'm going to double him up. So, head. We'll grab another dress for Mrs. Claus and a new pair of coveralls for Santa. Mrs. Claus has got a name too, hasn't she? I'll call her Evelyn. That's something I'm going to have to look up. All right. That's well used piece of poppy cardstock. Wasting any of it. Just adding another layer here. Bit better in red, just in case it shows out over the edge. Now, I did have to practice this particular interactive design because I have not made it in years. I'm going to use a set of dies to do it because I have the dies and They're made by one of my favourite paper crafters, Julie Soul. But it is fairly simple. It is something that you can do without the special dies. A lot of the interactive cards are, but specialty dies, they do make it easier. But once you see the concept, you'll know what I mean. Because a lot of the moving parts are hidden. So, if you've got a craft knife, you can get something very similar. Pause the hat, but I don't like a white edge on the hat. So, hopefully you can't hear all those saws that are outside today. A lot of tree lopping. Oh, nearly put it on her head without the rest of the hat. Interesting day so far. I haven't been out and fed the chooks yet. Check me when I go out. So there is a mark on her head, like they've got the thing with the Spellbinders dies is they've got the debossing on them. So tell you where to put all the bits. So there's Mrs. Claus is done. Santa's hat. When I was in that kind of use. What will I get? I want like a here. I'll use one of these. That's got the edge on it, and then I'm going to use bird here. So I'll cut this wing off. Do that very well. And then I can fit it. That little corner there. A little bit fiddly, but a lot of fun. Changing these little guys into claws. Hopefully. I really like stretching my dies and stamps. Right. Does need a little on his hat, doesn't he? That's off his cap. I think it's tiny. Why would Spellbinders do that to me? It is all in the details. I don't mind that at all. But we go. Just got to his hat to his head. Now this is the bit I just needed to kind of get these bits made so we can get working on the mechanism. Come on, Therese, you've got glue on your tweezers. Hopefully he doesn't get a shiny head. I don't think he will actually. Okay, so my moving. You could also, instead of using the markers to colour the cardstock, you could also use coloured cardstock in, like skin colours and that. Depending on whether you can be bothered die cutting more, if you're happy just to die cut in white and then colour, that works really well too. don't have to own every colour. It's nice. Right, so one of the most important things when making a interactive card is to pre-plan, and that's why I've got all these bits all ready to go, because I'm wanting to walk the image across the front of the cottage. So I'm going to need to know where to put the elements as I'm working on it. Right. The die set I was talking to you about, that was Julie's, it's called Push Me, Pull You, and the clever die set, because it allows you to move two pieces. I'm only going to be moving one today. My brain isn't up for the two. No. I just think because it's already so busy, I only wanted to move one. So there might be an easier way to do this if there is. But this is how I thought about doing it. So I've got my house up there. This piece here cuts two little slits in the paper, and that's going to put the moving mechanism into there. This is simply just somewhere to put the tab. Now, I am making life a bit hard for the person who's going to get this, because the tab is behind. I've got you've got to get your fingers in to get it from the panel here, but they'll be fine. I think they'll survive. I could cut it into the base of the front of the card, but we don't want to complicate it. We haven't got all day. So this, I'm going to line up with the edge of, probably need to cut down a bit more. I want to be able to get some foam tape here, but I've got some of the thinner width foam tape. So should fit in width one there. Probably going to tear that cardstock. This is just new. I should have detacked it. Go slow. Find that because I'm working on 110-pound cardstock here, I do find that that has a little tendency to tear, the low-tack tapes. A bit annoying. So I'll just cut that. This portion here is simply just the tab. I've already die cut that. You can see I've been doing a lot of die cutting today. And then I'm going to need, this is also another slit. That. This is going to be hidden, most of it anyway, because I'm going to put a panel on the front. You're doing a simple pull tab for moving the, you're going to try and do a simple pull tab. Obviously, you'd do it up here so that you could just pull out and move the person. But no, I'm going to complicate it. Look at all those bits of cardstock. And if you've got a nice heavyweight coloured cardstock, you could do the background. This is the background panel in a colour. Right. So we don't need We don't need this bit again, but we will need to add the tab to the top layer and our slit. So what we're going to do here next, what we're going to do next is add some, should be long enough. A little bit crooked, that one. Let me get, I think I normally leave them, I've had some in the back of the packet. Yeah, was forward thinking. This is plastic. You can see the end of it. You know what? Sheet protectors that you get to slide your A4 sheets in and keep them in a folder. That's what this is. So cut about 1/2 inch. And this gets fed taped at the back. The great thing about this is you can make this into double pull tab, which is what you'd normally do for it, but I only want to move one element like that, so it's not a drama. Drawing double. And I don't want that hanging over where that it's going to stick on the base of the card. Remove that release paper, and then you don't, when you join these two together, don't want it to be tight. I always feel like I'm doing it too loose, because you want to be able to move it pretty freely. Push down that, cut that all. I can use that on the next card. So this is basically ready to go on the front of the card, because I'm only doing the one. That's right. If I was doing a double pull tab, I would add a post here. Let me see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. Okay, so I might just widen that just in case. When you're working on bigger cards to raise, you need to concentrate more. So hopefully you saw that. Maybe they're telling me off, not doing it right. So if I was going to put a second image moving, I would have it coming up through the back and feed it through a hole up here. And then the first one's going to come off the front. So I'm only moving one image, so I can just leave that there at the moment and get this onto the front of the card. If you wanted to decorate the sky or anything, now you could do that before. Or we want to do any stamping on the base, that's a good time. Well, the other thing I need to do is cut that down. Because this set of dies includes a version for a landscape card as well, you see. Now I'm not going to stick this to it, but I want it to be fairly close so that it gives it something to kind of lean against, and that the pull tab can get a bit wobbly. can kind of lean against that, but if I put that there, that'll just stop that from... Because we haven't got a second moving mechanism, I actually create a whole, like a well for this whole tab here. Gives it a guide. So just note that where I've joined the tape here, that far right side. Right. This is that double thick tape from Altenew. You don't need to have this. If you've got regular foam tape, double it up. That works the same. Just a quick option. About the quick. I'm all about the over adhesing. I can't help myself. Okay. You knew I had to do that, didn't you? Pop that one in the corner. All right. So I've got the card opening the right way. I do need to attach. Now this has an arrow on here. You could also just do a regular piece of cardstock and then stamp or draw an arrow on there. That would work as well. But I need to adhere this to the tab without adhering it to any of the tape around there. And I'm going to do that up this end. Line it up with the, oops, just so you can see, hope the edge there. Obviously, if you've got two moving mechanisms, you won't be able to put any foam tape above it because it would get in the road. You wouldn't be able to move it. So if you plan the card, and that's another option, is what I sometimes do, and what I did do today was just have a play with the mechanism again, because it's been such a long time since I've used it, and I wanted to make sure that I was moving the right thing and it was going the right way and that the mechanism was going to work. Oh, and I probably should test this before. Oh. Make sure that that stays in there and doesn't pop up while I'm laying this panel down and get stuck to that adhesive. Right. And that's what I was saying. It's kind of getting in the, got to get your fingers in there. But that won't be my, it will be my problem, because you know what I'm like. I always have to keep playing with these things. Where that's pencil mark in the corner. Okay, next we need a second, because we want to cover this, but we also need to create a window slit for our moving people across the base of the clock. Trying to make sure that there's enough space here to add all the other elements. Now what I might do is I cut that out and then I'll cut it down. Try and line that up. Won't matter too much, is it? I haven't stuck that down yet. Always cut it down a bit later if I need to. Gosh, get your fingers in the right spot. I'll just go with my first plan, which was just cut it and then cut it down. One I will have to be a bit more careful on because I am going to... Will be seen. Yeah, this one will be seen. Yep. And I might take that through the die cutting machine first, and then I'll tool. I don't have to start again. And this is the 110 pound. For a lot of and the reason I've got the 110 pound is because I'm going to be popping it up, and I didn't want to have to layer up. And I could have used a coloured cardstock and then added layers behind it, but I don't want to trip up the mechanism, so it's easier just to have that one layer. Right, I have there. I've got things I want to put on the bottom of the house as well as have the moving part, and I still need to add a sentiment, which I will do down here. Up there. Up about there. That's going to be room to put everything. So I just a little bit thinking below. I can't remember now whether I was thinking I needed to have it on the level of the house or just below it. Cut that off there. Go over and pause just for a minute. Don't want to get guillotined. The other cut I'll do while we're here at the base here. Lining up the two tab holes. I think when I did this last time, I did it on a live, I did the tab hole in the back as well, just to make it easier to grab. Would tie a little bit of twine, like a bit of ribbon to it. That would certainly make it easier to grab. That width. Oops, sorry. Dangerous for the little people around here. Okay. We've got This is, I have the house sitting here. Come through, it's put, movement's going to be on the outside. So if I have it a little bit lower at the center, that's straight. This is going to be hidden. Oops. The channel that the moving part is going to go on. You'll see what I mean in a moment. I told you I like to overcomplicate things. I don't even know how long we've been going for. It'd take all day. Get there. Right, so that mark is there. Because up there will be hidden, but down the bottom it won't be. Okay. Perfect. Next, we need, this is a piece of acetate. It is going to be too wide, I think, for the element, but we'll cut it down. That fat issue. Once we get her on there, the other option is you want it to hold as well. So it depends how much you're going to move this thing. But this is going to adhere. I've got a piece of double-sided tape on there. It's cut about 1/8 of an inch. I think it is. I don't know. I kept it in my packet ready to go. And then we need to add some foam tape to this. How wide do we need? We probably don't need to have it as poppy-uppy. So get my regular. Now there's moving regular. There's only the fat. I only just worked out the other day. I always thought that this foam tape was the extra fat one from Altenew, and I always thought this foam tape was the same width as this roll, the big roll, but it's not. It's only 1 millimeter thick. It's perfect. I know that. Man, my life's going to be so simple now. This is the same width. The fat one is the same width. What made me, I never ever thought to look. Anyway, you live and learn. So I've got a moving mechanism that's going to be along this. So I need to, this paper, very annoying. I'm going to just have to cut old school. Stick that there, I'm thinking. We'll find out soon enough why my brain's thick. And then along up there. Yeah, so I can go along the bottom. Watching my brain in action. Can you hear it? The reason I'm making this width is so that it'll sit under here. It's going to sit under the house. It can sit down the side under there, and it can sit down that side. This whole center section is going to be moving parts. There. Perfect. So the whole center section can't have tape. But I still need to pop it up. Okay. And then grab a piece of acetate, feed it through. Oh, we can take these off. Probably should test it first. That's another one of my hints. Test it before you adhere. And we'll grab our little, something like an enamel dot under there to make it easier to grab. On the cardstock back. See what we're doing? We're pulling one way, but it's gone the other way. Make people stop and think. Okay. One stronghold when it comes to moving parts. So I am going to add a little bit of liquid glue to this tape, but not too much because I don't want to seep out and get caught on the moving parts. How cool is that? And it looks amazing when you have two moving parts. I just thought that would be a bit hard, and I didn't need to. Imagine if you could get the cuckoo going as well. That would be awesome. Get that through there without getting glue on it, Therese, would be good. The good thing about having that little bit of liquid glue on there is it gives me a bit of time to get it in the right spot before I put pressure. Okay. Then this is, by having this top panel popped up, it's going to give me a little bit of space to add my elements behind. I'd normally pop up the house and stuff, you know me, but not today because it's going to get in the road if I do that. Make sure I'm center. How high I'm going to put this yet. Feeling I need to be like where that meets there, but my brain was telling me it needs to go a bit higher. So that's why I've used the dotted tape, because I'm back in. To go near where the head. The tools. This is some cheap acetate that I bought. I don't like it because it's I do and I don't like it. I do like it because it's really solid acetate. I've got a ton of it for not very much money. But it has this underlying purple that annoys me. I want it to be clear. So I don't use it very often for that reason. Now that you've seen that, it's going to annoy you too. Like I don't even like it on a shaker window most of the time because it's discolors the color, you know, if you've got colored cardstock in the back, you can see it. All right, Auntie, you ready? Got it cut down enough? Go. Trying to work out, you can see my brain, can't you? See it working. I don't want to end up with glue. I don't want. Good thing about dotted adhesive is it only goes where it touches. The edges sometimes get goopy, but it little body comes in there. Got a waist. Right. How's that? Sure it works. Fight with the mechanism. Guess who's going over here? Just going to probably bowl him over, but we'll get. So the parts that come with the clock, figured, weren't really going to be big enough to cover this. So I wanted to, thinking maybe if I do like a, I can't stick it on that side. So I'm going to have to stick it like along the bottom edge or just at the sides. On there, then decorate it. A sentiment die would probably cover that up pretty well too. If I stick it with this glue, then I could always move it if I need to. This was going to be a very dimensional card. Did double this up. Okay. I know it's a bit boring, but we're going to fix it. Going to make it work. Right. Regular foam on that one. Because I can. Up as much real estate as I can. Perfect. Thinking interactive cards aren't for the faint-hearted. They're so much fun to get. They're one of those cards that you can give to someone you know appreciates the cards that you make for them. Put a little something there. Give it. There'll be enough space. Such a long piece of cardstock. But once I stick it, we'll know whether it works or not. Well, the other thing is I don't actually have to stick those down. I can just leave them there as a they're going to catch on. Right, I'll stick this and Sorry, Sam. Trying to hide from her. Face. Okay. Seems like she's leaning forward a little bit. I think that's from when I was cutting it. Oh. All right, let's decorate. Okay. Embellishing an interactive card is always a little bit of a challenge, but things to be aware of are obviously the moving parts is the main thing. As long as you're not putting any embellishments or decorations or thing in the road of the moving parts, you'd be pretty right. Be a bit careful with dimension too. That always makes it a bit hard. And speaking of moving parts, add moving clock hands to this. So this is like a double interactive card. Someone's getting the whole kit and caboodle here. Grab my little double whammy. I'm not going to add dimension to this clock though. But it should turn, but we'll see. It's maybe just a little bit harder to turn. Hold them over, not tightly. That. Ooh, I could use my little thin tape. That's after she says, I'm not adding dimension to the clock. What does she do? It's only we'll see. If it doesn't work, then go again. Start again. I'd always put the clock higher. That would work. Hopefully. We'll see. Start in the normal spot. Right with my tab. Maybe she leans forward to get away from the clock. So cool. Sorry. I just think. Right. Next. I haven't even put a roof on the house yet, on the cottage. Getting stuff everywhere here. Had so many ideas with this die set. And the other one, the House Yama's the city. Many interactive card ideas for that. And it's not even an interactive die. It just has a real huge presence on a card, but you can do a lot. I was thinking I could do one of the moving mechanisms and move the cat or the dog along. The dog would probably be better on those cards. Had some housey bits. And what else did I have? Trees, housey bits. Make the house first. So these are my thin foam dots. Might be about some. There's the I'll do a little test run. See if they're the same as the roll of tape. Makes me happy to have a whole roll. Right. Okay. Take the time to see what you've actually got in your. I may not have more than a little bit of glue on there. I could have blended I was initially thinking it would be fun to do like a wallpaper background behind this, like an old school wallpaper. And we would be here all day. We are going to be here all day, but we'd be here even longer. Okay. Yes. Well, I'd add the cuckoo on this one. Not fair just using his wings for the Santa's hat and then not letting him have his spot on the card. Cruel. Down. So if you can challenge yourself and get a one of your dies that's not meant to be interactive, even if you're not an interactive die person, have a think about it. See if there's anything that you've got that you make into a slider or a shaker or a spinner or something, a bit unexpected though, not just some obvious ones. Even if you just do a mind think about it, not actually make it. You don't have to. I won't hold you to it. Oh, glue. I'm having a glue day. There you go. Okay, next. Starting to look like a cottage now. Next we need, I think we should do the little trees. A bit confused. That one. I'm easily confused. I was trying to get these all put together before I came on the live, but it was running out of time. So I got a few things. Now, I'm not just putting these anywhere random. They do have a little guide on them. What do you call them? Debossing. I feel like there needs to be a couple of trees. We could have gone with another colour now that I look at that up against. It's going to be too matchy-matchy. I initially didn't have that colour down. Have it at all. I couldn't find the. I tidied up all my dies the other day. Initially couldn't find this die set. I was thinking I'm going to have to do something totally different. Put it somewhere where I thought I had it put away, but in a different section. You know how you think when you go to something, like when you're organising, what they say is think about where. Oh, not right. Not right. Think about where's the first place you would look for that thing. That's where you keep it. And I've started doing that. It's a game changer, can I just say? Because it's always going to be in that spot. And if it wasn't, it should be, because that's the first place you're going to look for it. You don't want to re-buy something because you couldn't find it. So started doing it and it works. Now we do need that. Going to be enough, isn't it? Just having them there. Always add other stuff. I'm thinking a bit of snow. That's what I was thoughts. Jazz this up a bit. It's boring, boring plain old blue. One of my favorite colors. Steel blue. I think that'll get in a road. That would be good in sparkle, wouldn't it? Do sparkle? I haven't got sparkle anywhere else on the card though, have I? That'd be just focus. Next time you make it, you can do sparkle to erase. Okay. Presents would look really good here too. What I'll do is I might build up the back of this just so it's not too floating in the breeze. It's going to take a bit. I grabbed the wrong tape, didn't I? I thought I had the thick one. Doesn't matter, I'm going to need more than that anyway. Now I've got the thick. Now we're cooking with gas. Oops, probably shouldn't have off that one yet. I tested the height. Perfect. Okay. Could have liquid glued that one. Let me move it if I need. More forgiving than liquid glue. Got your game plan. Could hear Mrs. Claus at some point. Should have put a stop mechanism so she couldn't knock him. Okay. I'm going to pop him up as the stopping mechanism. My theory, anyway. It's only just that thin tape I'm using there. That's quite thin. Is it she's running, going to knock him over. But snow down there, we need some snow up on the roof. Oh, look, we're getting there. Starting to look like a card now, at least. Start. Very good. I never thought the Clauses would have a pink house, but clock moves. This Claus. Should do something about that. Finger in there. Sorry, I need to stop doing that because we have to get the card finished. You'll be here all day. Thinking. Oh yeah, I did have a sentiment. This is, did you see new release from Concord and Knight? This is sending holiday cheer. Wasn't sure what to do, but I wanted something that was a bit bold and stood out because I just wonder if it needs to be in a colour. But I do have plan add, under the hang off the chains and things, pipes. Called the sound of the cuckoo. It's actually early, isn't he? I probably should change the time to o'clock because they only come out at 12, don't they? I'd hang that there. I've got a couple of chains that I had left over from the other day when I was in. Something with a duver on it, just with yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Or I could do one that's got like a couple of extras, a couple of spares. This whole red thing happening. So could probably snip that under there. Dry for a second. Let's keep all these little bits. White one. Silver one there, that might work. I want to build that up a bit more. You could easily make that part of the decoration. That'd be fun. Okay. Change of plan. Change of heart. All right, let's try again. Pop that. I like it on the silver better. Then, just because we've got all day, where is it? I'm sure I had some silver. A scrap box. And I need die cut. Not the Christmassy wide one, the regular. Everywhere here. Saying. Could use the other glue trays. Oh well. What could possibly go wrong? I know what glue's like on shiny shiny. We're doing. Move all the red stuff. Don't want that. So yes, I was saying I'm guest designing for Quarter Night for this Christmas release. And I had playing with the stuff, with all the things. Keep an eye out. I've got. It's sort of I've announced it because they have announced the release now, and I think they have announced us as like the guest design. Pretty excited. Their supplies go very well with these. I mean, I like all the companies. Have a lot of fun, but with all the die cuts, if you're die cutting, I probably need a bit shorter. Don't goes really well with the die cuts from this Spellbinders release. A similar kind of style. You know what I could do? Do it just in on the other side. Better. Nearly there, guys. I don't want to trip over Mrs. Claus. Wouldn't it be fun to do like a triple interaction if I could get that pendulum swing? It'd be hilarious. To go a little bit higher. Just because of the shape of that sentiment. Doesn't it go well with this set? I've seen a lot of the sentiments on these sets. People are putting them like here, which would work well actually because I've made the wider base. But I've even got some chain ready to go. I don't know why I kept that bit of chain. I might as well use it. Let it go. That one. Hello. Okay. Rather than have the two, because I can't even remember. Oh, hopefully it's in. They have the two of these, the clocks. I'll have to have a look. Been around since the 1700s. Incredible. That kind of brain power to work that kind of stuff out. Honey? I like about this option. And I know that it holds. Once it's actually stuck, it holds. Just removable for quite a while. Oh, I know why, because I've got those little, I put the foam tape under there, but didn't take the little legs off it. Oh, one more thing. Now that I know it's a thin dimensional, I'm good. I have a new toy. New adhesive. Beauty. Okay. Miss anything? Interactive tips and tricks along the way. Very privileged to be asked to be part of the Gordon Christmas release. Know something about me. Okay. What do you think? We good? Did it work? Probably my only thing I would change is this just to me looks a little bit boring, but it's there for a purpose. It's covering up the channel. If Maybe some done in wood cardstock would have been nice, like a white cardstock. And the other thing I would change would I still might pop something behind just to make it easier to get out. But tab in the back of the other face of the card as well. Like I said, I didn't really oh no, you know what I've done? I've put that's got caught now where I've put that. I know. It's just hitting the edge of that green thing I was down. Better. Saved. She can get to her husband again. Yay. Might just leave them together so they can say good day. Oh, it's been a journey. And if you do try an interactive card, try one like this or anything. I'd love to see what you make. And even if you just got an idea, reach out, let me know what it was. And in the comments below, what is your favorite interactive card? I have so many. One that I find really hard to resist, especially if I've got something with a white. It's got to add acid. It up. I've got a few. Okay. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back in 2 weeks' time, which will be on Thursday the 5th. If there's any changes or whatever, I'll let you know by email if I'm going live, so at least you'll have the notification. And also on the Alter New Colour Challenge, I knew there was something else. Alter New have a monthly colour, and if you don't have any Alter New stamps, then it doesn't matter. They have downloads that you can do for free and can colour those in. The colours I've chose my favourite color. I'd love to see what you make with that. And if you do share your card at Alter New, I look forward to seeing you back here again real soon. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this card or if you preferred the other one, which is the first card that I made using this set. That has the 2 interactive elements as well. Till next time, be paper crafting. Bye-bye.